Hello, you're kicking off the Monday's edition of QPVN English News Bulletin. You're with MINH, and here come the headlines. 21st Shangri-La dialogue rolls up. Recruit oath-taking ceremonies held throughout military. President Ho Chi Minh furthered Vietnam-Morocco relations. During his working visit to Quảng Bình province on June the 2nd, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính paid tribute and offered incense at the resting place of General Võ Nguyên Giáp in Quảng Đông Cam Ranh, Quảng Trạch district. He also honored the heroes and martyrs at the Ba Dốc Martyrs Cemetery and inspected several major transportation and energy projects. Accompanying the Prime Minister during the working trip were leaders of the Party Central Committee's Commission for Internal Affairs, the Ministry of National Defense, and other military central agencies and localities. In the solemn atmosphere at Ba Dốc Martyrs Cemetery in Lý Trạch, Cam Ranh, Bố Trạch District, Quảng Bình Province, the Prime Minister and delegates respectfully offered wreaths and incense to express profound gratitude for the immense contributions of the heroes and martyrs who bravely sacrificed their lives for the cause of national independence, unification, and the happiness and well-being of the people, as well as fulfilling noble international duties. The delegation also paid respects and expressed their deep gratitude to General Võ Nguyên Giáp, a legendary general, military genius, and a seminary student of President Ho Chi Minh. General Giáp was the esteemed leader, commander-in-chief of the heroic Vietnam People's Army, and a great cultural figure who made outstanding contributions to the revolutionary cause of the party and the nation. The same day, Prime Minister Chính inspected the Quảng Trạch 1 thermal power plant project and the 500 kV Quảng Trạch Phố Nối transmission project. The Prime Minister urged the Vietnam Electricity, relevant agencies and localities to mobilize resources and provide optimal conditions to investors and contractors to carry out the project and ensure the living conditions for workers. He expressed his hope that the project can be finished before the end of this month. The Prime Minister also inspected the progress of the North-South Expressway section passing through Quảng Bình and the Quảng Bình Coastal Road project, urging efforts to open the road before the celebration of the 50th South Liberation and National Reunification Day of 2025. June the 2nd, in the final working day of the 21st Shangri-La dialogue, the highlight of the day is the speech by Senior Lieutenant General Li Shangfu, Minister of National Defense of China, at the plenary session. The delegation from the Ministry of National Defense of Vietnam, led by Senior Lieutenant General Hoàng Xuân Chiến, Deputy Defense Minister, attended the event. The theme of the Chinese Defense Minister's speech was China's support to global security, in which General Li Shangfu declared that China supports a multipolar, equal, and orderly world, values peace and harmony, while stressing that a peaceful, stable, and prosperous Asia-Pacific region is in the common interest of the countries of the region. On the same day, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky delivered a speech at the Shangri-La dialogue, calling on Asia-Pacific countries to attend a Ukraine peace summit hosted by Switzerland in mid-June. On June the 2nd, the delegation of the Ministry of National Defense of Vietnam returned to Hanoi, successfully concluding their trip to attend the 21st Shangri-La dialogue. After completing the 3 explosion tests, including AK rifle shooting, grenade throwing, and explosive charging, they joined recruit training and experience in about 3 months. The number of military units on June the 1st began holding oath-taking ceremonies. With strong political bravery, good physical strength, and high determination to overcome adversities, new soldiers in the whole military have matured in all respects, mastering basic tactical, technical movements while meeting the test requirements with high rates of good and excellent results. After the oath-taking ceremonies, the recruits will take part in further intensive training before being assigned to specific units. On June the 2nd, in Vũng Tàu City, Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu Province, the Military Youth Advisory Board, the Political Department of the Vietnam Border Command, the Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu Province Border Command, and local authorities organized the 2024 Border and Island Affection Day program. The event attracted over 300 youth union members from local military units in Vũng Tàu City. The organizers presented 120 sets of gifts to needy households, students, and military families. They also gave 2,000 national flags and photos of President President Ho Chi Minh to fishermen and distributed leaflets promoting compliance with offshore fishing regulations. The Ho Chi Minh Youth Union Standing Committee also gifted 10 maps of Vietnam to border guard units in Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu as part of the Pride in Her Homeland program. Additionally, youth union members from both inside and outside the military planted trees and collected trash on the beach as part of the Let's Clean Up Beach program. Coming up next, President Ho Chi Minh, founder of the Vietnam-Morocco relations. Vietnamese passport held in Japan. According to the Institute of Transport Strategy and Development, the global logistic market size reached approximately $7.98 trillion in 2022 and is expected to reach around $18.23 trillion by 2030, with an average annual growth rate of about 10.7%. In Vietnam, the logistic market size is approximately $40 to $42 billion, and logistics is considered one of the fastest growing and most stable industries with an average annual growth rate of 14 to 16%. The high openness of Vietnam's economy by participating in 17 FTAs will open up great opportunities for the development of the logistics industry. President Ho Chi Minh, his role in the national liberation movements in Africa, and the Vietnam-Morocco relations were the focus of the workshop held in Rabat, capital city of Morocco, recently. The event was held by the Communist Party of Vietnam Standing Committee's Commission for Information and Education, the Vietnamese Embassy in Morocco, and the Office of the High Commissioner for Former Resistance Fighters and former members of the Liberation Army of Morocco. In his speech, Professor Abdallah Saf, director of the Rabat-based Center for Studies and Researches in Social Sciences, affirmed that the Vietnamese people's struggles under President Ho Chi Minh's leadership substantially contributed to the national liberation movements in many countries in the 20th century. Vietnam also assisted many liberation forces in Asia, Africa, the Middle East, and Latin America by sharing experience and training officers. Addressing the event, Mr. Nguyễn Trọng Nghĩa, chairman of the Commission for Information and Education, stressed Ho Chi Minh and Viet Phu had to become the motivations that connect oppressed peoples to stand up and fight, lay the foundation of friendly relations between Vietnam and other countries, including Morocco. A photo exhibition introducing the background, life and career of President Ho Chi Minh was also held within the conference. Recently in Tokyo, the largest Vietnamese festival in Japan in 2004 was held in Yoyogi Park. Over the past 15 years, the festival has become the largest cultural event most awaited by the Vietnamese community in Japan and local residents. Speaking at the event, Ambassador Phạm Quang Hiệu expressed his hope that in the context that the two countries' relations have been upgraded to comprehensive strategic partnership, the exchange activities like this will help foster cultural cooperation and people-to-people exchanges of the two countries. For his part, Japanese Minister of Education, Culture, Sports and Science and Technology, Masahito Moriyama, said that the success of the festival over the years and this year's exchange activities is the concretization of the cooperation content in the fields of culture, sports, arts and tourism between the two countries. Japan will continue to coordinate with Vietnamese militaries and localities to further boost cooperation across peers and optimize the role of Vietnamese alumni in Japan. In addition to more than 130 booths introducing and selling Vietnamese products, the Vietnamese popular art troupes and bands performed at the event. In particular, residents of Tokyo and foreign tourists are very interested in the Vietnamese water puppet shows. I really like Vietnamese food and have enjoyed a lot of dishes during my 4 years working in Vietnam. Today, I'm very delighted to enjoy food. This festival brings the Vietnamese atmosphere in Japan. I feel like returning home. Vietnam Festival in Japan was held from June the 1st to the 2nd and attracted the participation of hundreds of thousands of visitors. 20 Vietnamese high school students majoring in Russian language enjoy a meaningful experience in Russia for a month within the framework of the project, Russian Teacher Support of the Ministry of Education of the Russian Federation. This activity helps students sharpen their Russian language skills and brings an opportunity for them to better understand the country, people, and education of Russia. The project has been launched since 2017 with the goal of promoting the teaching and learning of Russian language abroad and touting Russian education. This year, high school students from other countries are given the chance to study at the Russian high schools. Coming to Russia, Vietnamese students have a chance to visit the universities and go to theater. They also study and hone their Russian language skills at an experienced school in training international students. During 30 days in Russia, 20th, 10th, and 11th graders learned about the country, history, and traditional customs of Russia through seminars and visits to well-known landscapes and experienced the living and studying conditions of Russian students. I was overwhelmed with the majestic beauty of Russia. The nature and people here are so great. I really enjoy my trip. This meaningful trip will motivate and encourage the students' passion for learning, helping them gain more knowledge about the country and people of Russia, thus contributing to consolidating traditional relations between the two countries. In Vietnam, children are paid special attention and care by the state and society as they are the future of the nation. Listening to the voices of children is to understand their dreams and aspirations, and then giving them trust and support on their journey to becoming independent contributors to the community's common issues. That is what Vietnam has been doing, not only improving the lives of millions of children, but also promoting development, benefiting them to realize their abilities and rights and becoming valuable individuals for their families or society. I've been suffering hearing impairment since I was a child, with hearing and speech impairments, so I spoke unclearly and no one understood me. After attending Hy Vọng School, my teacher and my grandparents taught me sign language, and learning to speak was also quite difficult. Later on, I succeeded, and now I can speak and hear well. There are people like me, those who are hearing impaired and mute, who cannot speak and only use sign language, speaking with their hands and hearing with their eyes. People with disabilities are just normal people. Even as a hearing impaired person, I strive to be useful to the family and society, helping my grandparents, parents, and those around me. I feel lucky to be loved by my grandparents and parents and supported by my teachers and friends. I feel fortunate and grateful for that. Despite her family's difficult circumstances and her hearing impairment, which has been added but still leaves her with unclear hearing and speech, Nguyễn Thị Phương Linh never complained about her difficulties in conversations with our reporter. For her, children with disabilities are just like normal people. When they are educated and given chances for development, they can actively contribute to their families and society. She can cook simple meals. In the morning, she helps us clean the house and the yard, and in the evening, she helps wash clothes after taking shower. In general, she helps us a lot, especially when my leg was broken and couldn't do the housework myself. Luckily, Linh studies in Hy Vọng Primary School, a specialized school for hearing-impaired students, where she is equipped with knowledge and life skills and participates in activities which help her develop her abilities and better integrate into the community. I've been teaching Linh for long, who is a very exemplary and hardworking student. Personally, I hope that with her good speaking skills and ability to communicate well with deaf children, she can suitably become an interpreter or teacher for the deaf in the future. Each student at Hy Vọng School has a different background, but when they come to school, learn and play, every smile on their faces radiates happiness. Given opportunities, love and wings for their dreams, they can all shine in their own unique way. With the love of family, teachers and friends, Linh and her friends will be able to confidently step forward on the path to become useful citizens for society. It is the end of the English News Bulletin. You can watch our news again at qpvn.vn. Bye bye and see you next time.